very good morning to you. Welcome to another beautiful Wednesday morning. If it's Wednesday, unajua ni siku ya clinic ya mfuko, financial clinic on Jan 316. My name is James Okumu. Karibu sana. What's your experience with insurance policies? Have you ever taken an insurance policy? Have you ever taken an insurance policy and things didn't go the way you thought they would go? One time I had taken an insurance policy, an education insurance policy for my children, and I thought, mambo ya school fees nitasahau. You know the way you jump into something because your friends are jumping into it. Our kids are the same age. I think this is a good thing. Yes, this is a good thing. We jump into it. 8 months I'm paying every month. Then you get to a place your finances are destabilized kidogo. And then you say, I'll recover next month. I'll recover next month. I'll recover next month. I'll recover next month. One day you wake up, you realize, Allah, it's been a year. It's been 1.5 years and I haven't made any payments. And you rush to your insurance policy and you want to talk to them and they tell you, boss, hukusoma hapa, the thing has lapsed. I can't get my money back. The thing has lapsed. What does that mean? It means if you want, you have to start again. What about the money I'd put in? That's how I ended up losing my money. Several people have texted me this morning saying they experienced the same thing. So today we are going to be talking about insurance policies and just understanding how they work and also looking at what are some of the common mistakes people make when it comes to insurance policies. So my question to you this morning as we kick off this conversation is, what's your experience with insurance policies? Have you ever taken an insurance policy and things didn't work out the way you thought they would? Tell us your story. SMS line 20316, WhatsApp 0786 316 316. I have an amazing guest, an insurance expert who will be helping us to understand, what insurance policies are and some of the main things we need to be looking at. I'm inviting you to be a part of this conversation. If you have questions regarding insurance, talk to me this morning on 20316, WhatsApp 0786 316 316 on experiences with insurance policies. Vincent, oh my goodness, Vincent said, I had taken one for saving on a 15-year plan. After paying for about 2 years, I had an accident that made me stay at home for almost 2 years. The worst part is that deduction was from the bank account. Walifagia account had a negative. After that, the policy lapsed. I have a negative with my bank that I'm still working on. Oh my goodness, Vincent. Wah. Okay. This morning we are joined by Jen Mubari. She is an insurance expert. Jen, good morning. Can you hear me, Jen?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you on the show. Karibu
I'm here.
Sana.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Karibu Sana. It's good to have you on the show.
Asante.
Yeah, maybe we can begin by just explaining to us, when we talk insurance, how does insurance work before we get into the meat of this discussion?
First and foremost, insurance is simply protection. If you don't remember anything, it's protection. Protection from what? Protection from a financial setback. So when you take insurance, it means you're protecting yourself from a financial setback. For example, if you take medical insurance, you're protecting yourself at the time that you will get sick. Instead of going and having to pay cash, your medical insurance will come out and sort your bill. You're taking insurance on your house, on your property, so that if this property burns down, you can get a payment from the insurance company. Or you can be paid for loss of your furniture or whatever else you will lose in that house. You take life insurance so that in case of death, an eventful event of death, your beneficiaries can gain. They can gain from the financial loss that they have gone through. Your children, if you take an education policy, can continue with their education, whether you're there or not. So insurance is simply protection. And how insurance works is that you must keep your part of the bargain.
Yeah.
And I cannot emphasize that enough. You must make your part of, you must take part in your in payment. You must be faithful in paying so that this insurance cover can be active and it can benefit you at the point that you want it to benefit you. If you do not pay your medical insurance, it expires, and then you go to hospital, they will not honor any of the payments.
Yeah.
If you do not pay your car insurance and you're driving around and something happens, then it is not payable. So what I would like our listeners to understand first and foremost is that it's protection. And then secondly, you must keep your part of the bargain. And I think that is where a lot of us struggle with insurance, because we say, hey, they took my money, now they're changing the story.
Yes.
So always make sure that you're up to date. And if you're struggling with a payment, you need to speak to your insurance contact person and tell them, look, this is what I'm going through. What do you propose? Right now, the banks always finance insurance policies. If you go to the bank and say, I need to pay for this insurance, they will have a payment plan for you.
Okay.
They will pay your insurance.
Okay.
So the most important thing is to ensure that you are up to date on your payments. Otherwise, your contract with the company now becomes null and void.
Why does it sometimes seem like insurance companies will look for the most flimsy excuse why they can't pay you?
Well, like I was saying, number one, anytime you have a claim, that claim must follow a process.
Yeah.
What is the claim? Why are you making the claim? There's someone who has to do the due diligence to ensure that the payment is the claim is legit and that it will be paid. Now, another thing I also would like to make clear is that some of these products are long-term products.
Yeah.
For example, if you have an education policy, that policy is due for payment later, not sooner. So sometimes when you make such a claim, then there's a lot of work that needs to go into it. How much have you put in? For how long? What was the cover like? What were the terms and conditions? And then there are also other things like what is the value of your investment? So sometimes you may not ask for a claim and get it immediately, because someone has to go through the process of ensuring that they are doing the right thing.
Okay.
If it is a car claim, for example, you had an accident. What was the nature of the accident? Who was at fault? Did the other person have insurance? Who is to blame? So these things may not be done instantly. Someone has to do their part and then make the payment. But a lot of the times when we make claims, we want the money now.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone is like, I've been paying you faithfully. Now it's my turn to be paid. I want to be paid now.
Yes.
But in the real sense of the word, it is not possible. So anytime you have a claim, it is good to anticipate that and manage your expectations. And if the paperwork is right and if everything is okay, the company has got no reason not to pay. They will pay. They will pay.
Okay.
And even when it comes to maturities, for example, sometimes, I don't know if any of our viewers has gone through a process of maturity. You don't even have to follow up. When that payment is due, they will make the payment. What the challenges we normally have is at the point at which the situation through which you're asking for the money is not the ideal situation. So there's a process that needs to go through, that needs to be done. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I kind of get the feeling that, the people who sell us these insurance policies, they are so bent on making a sale. They don't give you all the information. They tell you the nice, rosy things, but they leave out some very critical information. And the reason I'm saying that, listen to this. This is a text message from Mary. Mary says, I took an investment policy in 2010, just 2 months after I got my first job. I was informed that at the end, I would get my money together with the interest declared. 10 years down, when my policy matured, I went to the insurance and I was given a printout of the money I was to receive. Shock on me. The amount was 100,000 less than my principal contribution. On asking, I was informed that there was no interest declared for that policy, and I had a life insurance that I was contributing to, and that's the reason I'm getting less. No one told me about life insurance. And at some point, when I heard about tax relief, I asked my agent about it, and she never supported me in that line, saying I was not qualified to get one. I no longer trust any investments with insurance companies and only contribute for the car and medical, which are mandatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, the personal advice I would give to anyone looking out for insurance is, first of all, take your time. Take your time. A lot of the times I've seen people just, I'm buying insurance because my friend referred this person to me, or I think I need it because I have children. The first step towards buying any plan is to first sit down with a personal financial advisor. Set out, why are you buying this policy? What is your goal? And then once you set the goal and what you want to achieve, for example, if you want to take an education plan, how old is your child? What are you saving for? Then the next thing you need to do is to understand the product that this person is recommending. What are the terms and conditions for this product? A lot of the times we do not read in between the lines. If you're taking a product, for example, if you're taking a life policy, it must have something called sum assured. Sum assured is basically the value of the fund of what you're taking. If you take an investment product, then it becomes totally different, because investment products, even if they are still sold by insurance companies, they are pegged on how the market is going to behave.
Very true.
So, like in the instance, this lady is saying, Mary is saying that she found that the value of her fund was less. It was less because that particular product had an investment aspect to it. So, if it's an investment aspect, then the story changes. So, when you're buying anything, sit down with this person. I'd rather you take a week or two to make a decision, but you make the right decision. But a lot of the times, we do not go into the nitty-gritties. When you're signing up, you also need to know, what if I'm not able to pay? What happens?
Yeah.
What if I lose my job? What happens? What if I stop paying and I want to recover payments? So all these things you need to discuss at the point that before you even sign up.
Yes.
Before you sign up. And if possible, if you're engaging anyone, have a write-up of what you've bought. Tell them, give me an illustration. Tell me, this is what I'm going to contribute. This is the period. This is how I expect to get this money. It will mature in 10 years. I will get a partial payout every 5 years, so that now you have a point of reference. Because a lot of the times, by the time you're coming, maybe this person hit you and ran. They are nowhere to be found. Nobody is able to understand what you're saying. So have the illustration, and then when you receive the policy document, go through it and understand each and everything that is there. A lot of people do not know that once you receive a policy document, you can accept it or not accept it. You have 30 days to do so. So if you go through it and you find that there's something that is not clear to you, that you need clarification, or there's something that you did not sign up for, you still have an opportunity to go back to the company and say, look, this is not what I wanted. Can you people give me something else? So those are the common mistakes that people do. But if you sit down and take your time, the same way when you're shopping for a car, you want to know, what are the features?
Yeah.
How will it help me? Does it have speed? Does it have this? Can it accommodate my daily needs? Do I want transport? Am I using it for a taxi?
Yes.
It's the same thing. Make sure you get into the nitty-gritty of whatever you're signing up for.
Okay. I hear you, but I still have issues with agents, insurance agents, because sometimes it seems like, my experience has been they're so keen on making the sale, and a good number of them are selling you something they themselves don't have. They don't really understand the product. Walipata tu kazi ya kufanya nini? Kazi ya kuuza policy. They are all over the streets. And those people, man, when they bite on you, they don't leave you. They call you 15 times a day because their payment is based on whether they make a sale or not. And so they don't know the product enough sometimes to give you all the relevant information that you know. And so, like the SMS that came in, you sign in for something, and then at the end of it, you realize, Allah, kwani, but I was told this and this and this, and it's like this and this and this. So I think also insurance companies have to up their games in terms of the people they're releasing out there to represent them, so that their clients get the right information. As we move with this discussion, maybe you can tell us, I know you've mentioned a few, but I think it's important for us to understand some key mistakes we make when we are taking policies, so that I don't take a policy and then after 10 years, like our friend here, I realize, Allah, it was not what I thought. So in your experience, what are some of the common mistakes we make?
The first mistake that people make is they buy because somebody else has bought. this business works a lot with referrals. So if today I sell to one client, I'll tell them, please give me a few friends who you think can also benefit from this product. So by the time I call you, you will tell me, give me what you gave her. Yes. Or give me what you give so-and-so. So a lot of the times the mistakes we make is we buy the product because our friends have bought. And it's also a thing of keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah. If so-and-so has insurance, I also want to be identified as also having insurance. But the thing that you need to do is, and it's what I ask all the clients, who told you what you need? How do you know what you need? Someone's financial goals are totally different from the other person's. Yeah. So one of the mistakes that we do is we just follow what our friends tell us just because they recommend it. But do not do something out of pressure or out of, keeping up with people. See, do I really need this product? For example, if you already have a plan for how you'll educate your children, or you have the funds available, then you're totally different from someone who needs to save up for their children's education. If it is medical insurance, I may have a way of affording to pay my bills. Yeah. Somebody else does not have. So a lot of times is we try to do what other people are doing, which is not recommended, and most of the times it will lead to your detriment, because people even ask me, how much is so-and-so paying? I want to pay the same. And you're not in the same financial position. Another mistake that people make a lot of the times is just signing up without asking, what have I signed up for? Yes. For example, a good conversation you should have when you're signing up is, can I even afford it? How much can I afford? What percentage of my income should go into this plan? A lot of the times, if you're not careful, an insurance agent wants to make money, so they will stretch you as much as possible. But go back to your budget and look, can I afford? I'm expected to pay this plan for 10 years. Can I sustain this payment? So a lot of the times we also get into a payment plan that we are not ready for and we cannot afford. Because don't forget, if you have to choose between paying for it and paying your house rent, you'll pay your house rent, because you cannot sleep outside because you have an insurance policy. Very true. So we do not go back down and look at, can our budget sustain this? A lot of times there are also, if you're looking at a couple, a husband has bought, not told the wife. Then the wife discovers, then he comes and says, oh no, my wife does not want, or she did not want this plan. She's proposing this and proposing the other. So sometimes we also have other people in our lives who need to be involved in making that decision. Because you cannot say, I didn't buy food because I'm paying this plan and I cannot afford. So there are a lot of things that you need to look at. Another thing sometimes is we buy and we do not look at the term as well. How old am I? What product am I taking? If I'm very young, I have an opportunity to take a long-term plan. Sometimes people take a plan for 15 years. In 4 years, they come and say, my son is going to Form 1. People, I need money. I need it now. We cannot help you because you signed up for something that is, the money is coming in the future. So there are a lot of things that people take for granted. When you're making a decision, look through all these things. And if you get a good agent, they will take you through the steps. They will actually take you through the steps. And I always say there's nothing wrong with making a comparison. Just because I've told you I'm from company X does not mean you must get from me. Look for someone in company Y, look for someone in company Z. Assess, see, where am I fitting here? Which is working for me? Which is more practical and easy for me to easily adopt? Then you sign up for it. Okay. Then another mistake also people make is how to pay. Okay. A lot of the times it's recommended that you get a deduction from your bank so that you do not fall behind on payments. So sometimes people say, no, I'll be faithful, I'll pay every month. It is not as easy as it sounds. So even the mode of payment that you choose to make that plan is also important. Another thing is the frequency. You can pay monthly, you can pay semi-annually, you can pay annually, you can pay quarterly. So depending on how your finances are, it can also be an option to say, I cannot afford monthly, but I think if I'm given 12 months to raise this money, then I will be able to keep up with my payments. And the reverse is true. You can change your mode of payments anytime. Okay. If you feel that this particular time I'm able to do monthly, then do it. So those are some of the things that people do not factor in. And then now a lot of people will come when there is trouble in paradise. Then they are like, I can't do this. I cannot do this anymore. And there are normally options of working out a payment plan, reducing the premiums that you're paying, having a premium holiday. All these options are there. But if you have a challenge, it is good that you go back to the person who introduced you to this company and say, this is the challenge that I'm having.
Very true.
I need you to help me and give me options on how I can continue with my plan without it affecting the type of cover that I've taken.
Okay. I was reading a story yesterday online of this lady who, you know, the way for the people who have cars, maybe you have an agent and they usually remind you, you know, 2 weeks to a month to, mzee, anakupigia simu mzee, ukumbuke insurance ya gari inaisha next week, nikuletee ingine, you know, ni pesa ngapi, ni anakupatia amount, you send it by M-Pesa, you know, and then they send the sticker to you with a rider. So that lady had done that for, I think, 3 years. Then she got an accident. And then she went to make her claims only to discover her car is not actually insured with that company. She has no policy with that company. So how do we avoid situations like that? Because with most people, we interact with the agent.
Yes.
Yeah, so how do we avoid finding ourselves in such a position?
Right now, all the companies have a pay bill number, all. So my advice is, you don't send money directly, pay to that company. Pay bill, give a check payable to that organization, or do a transfer. Actually, if you read through the forms for any insurance product that you're buying, there's normally somewhere where it's written that this agent should not receive money on behalf of the customer, because if this person takes money and they go somewhere and they're tempted to spend it and they do not pay, you're exposing yourself. So the same way you go into a supermarket and you pay using a Visa card and you pay via M-Pesa, please do so. And even when you do that, even if you give an agent money, insist on a receipt. And every month, ask for a statement from that organization, because it will, if you pay this week and by the end of the month your statement is not showing that payment, then you can start from there. But to avoid all this, please just use the official channels of making the payments. Because when we go to a supermarket, we do not give the money to the attendant and then we say, pay for me. No, we pay directly into that pay bill, or we hand in cash and we are given back our receipt. So the same should apply. And I always say, if this thing is as serious as it is, then it is your money, it's your hard-earned cash. Make sure it's going through the right channel.
Okay, listen to this one as well on the same issue. This one says, hey, insurance, it's painful, Pastor. Disaster. I took my son's education policy, and now talking about the agent, I was giving her a check every month, but she was receiving cash from another lady and paying her policy against my checks. After confirmation of such, she cried I shouldn't report and that I should forgive her. I ended up forgiving her. So you're getting a check from one person and cash from another person. You're eating the cash and using this check to pay the other persons. But I feel in as much as we also forgive, it is good to report, because you see, if you do not report, then the company is not able to stop some of this bad behavior. And these are the people who are spoiling names for the genuine insurance agents. So I feel it is your right to report if you have such an instance, but always just make a payment through the legit method. Ask for a receipt, ask for a statement. A lot of the companies now even have their apps. You can use an app. You can check your statement. You can make your payment through the app. And there are also customer care centers. Even when you make a payment, you can make a follow-up and say, and call customer care and say, I sent so-and-so to pay for me. Please let me know if they've paid. Let me know if my policy is in order. And there are also notifications that are sent. Nowadays, the insurance companies send you notifications. We have received your payment for this month, even when it's through a bank deduction. So be alert, ensure that you're keeping track of this, because if you do not, then it also puts the company in a very funny situation, because you gave money. When did you give money? You're like, I gave cash. Do you have evidence you gave this person money? They can actually say you never gave me money, and there's nothing you can do. Very true.
Because there's no evidence. So follow the proper channel. And you never know. There are people who are trustworthy. There are people who are not. protect yourself from those. Yeah.
Okay. Questions are coming in. By the way, if you have a question, you can send it in right now. We have about 15 minutes before we run out of time. 20316 is the SMS line, and the WhatsApp number is 0786316316. Remember, we are hanging out with Jane Mubari. She is an insurance expert. Now, Jane, a couple of questions coming in from Phoebe all the way in Nyeri. Phoebe is saying, number one, you don't get a policy document until you pay the first premium. So how do you study the policy before you commit? And then number two, the agents, who are the contact persons, are like migrating locusts. By the time the policy matures, the agent is not even known in the company. And then number three, do insurance companies even know what these agents are telling potential clients?
Okay, if I can comment on the policy document.
Yeah.
Number one, I don't know whether all the companies allow, but there are some that will actually can give you a policy document for you to read through before you sign up. And also, like I had mentioned earlier, once you receive a policy document, you have 30 days to accept what is there. So when you receive the policy document, a lot of the times people just say received and they sign and they take it away before they even read it. So when you receive it, look through it, you have 30 days. So you can tell this person, leave it with me. I'll look at it. If I have any questions, I'll ask you. When everything is acceptable, then you will sign and give it back. So the policy document is there for you to understand and accept the terms and conditions that are there. The second one about migrating, once you sign up with any company, your agent is more or less an intermediary. The contract that you have is with yourself and the company that you're signing up with. So at any one point in time, you can access anyone in that organization to help you out. A lot of them have customer care numbers. You can call customer care, you can follow through. So whether your intermediary is there or not, personally, I do not expect you to have a challenge. You can call that company directly.
Okay.
Actually, you have the right to. So your intermediary is just there to facilitate the process, and then that's it. Then the third thing about
do the companies know
about what their people are saying?
Yes.
I'm not an authority in that. I'm sorry, but I love the feedback. But I'm sorry, I'm not an authority in that.
Yeah.
And when I came here, I'm not speaking on behalf of any company, so it would not be right for me to even comment. But my position is, like I had advised, take your time. If you feel you're not satisfied with someone from a certain organization, by all means, you do not owe them the business.
Yeah.
Please look for somebody else who can take you through that process in a good way that you will understand and be able to sign up. Because the market is open. These products are with so many companies. It's not cast in stone. It's like choosing where to buy a car.
Yeah.
You can buy from Toyota, you can buy from DT Dobby, you can buy from... The shops are there.
Yeah.
Go and pick out the best thing for yourself, intermediary or no intermediary.
Okay. Listen to this comment. It says, good morning. It's true that insurance agents are hungry for a sale. I've also seen what the industry has done to minimize the pressure sales by making insurance sales a profession. And you talk of IRA College of Insurance and also individual companies training agents. Most importantly is that clients should go through financial advice before taking up a life or investment plan. And then he says the law currently prohibits agents and agencies from collecting premiums from clients. Insurance is now cashless. Do you want to say anything about that?
Yes, that is true. I don't even want to add anything. That is 100% true. That is 100% true.
But see, as sisi hatujui. That's the problem.
Sasa ninawaambia number one.
As we are still functioning with agents.
Yes, but also if you're signing up anything on the forms, it is actually written. Do not pay money to your agent. This is a lot of the forms already have the pay bill number and the banking details.
Okay.
So the maybe on the part of the insurance companies is more education out there to the public. Yeah. That people need to understand, make your payments through the proper channels. Do not keep this cash. And I think I also want to comment on it's also part of being human. I mean, if you give someone 10,000 shillings and he didn't even have bus fare, he came to see you walking on foot.
Yeah.
really, it's also tempting this person. So use the proper channel. I cannot emphasize it enough. Yeah.
But even the insurance companies, why are they having then those caliber of people representing them? Those kind of people can't be fair.
No, also, it also depends on where this person has come from. Maybe he's just newly employed. He's trying to get on his feet. But also a lot of the companies are now not receiving the cash.
Okay.
So if you give an agent cash, when they go to the office, a lot of them now, they are not accepting cash. They want that money banked.
Yes.
They want a check. They want that money coming through M-Pesa. So I think they are also trying and minimize that. But also be very clear, even when you're engaging anyone.
Yeah.
Please tell them, give me the payment options, then I will choose for myself what I want to use.
Okay. Sometimes I feel like the insurance agents kind of operate like, the people who are in multi-level marketing. You know, they just show you the figures. They just show you how, you know what, at the end of 10 years, at the 3rd year, you'll get this. The 6th year, you will get this. At the end of the policy, you will get a lot of this. And you're so focused on, this is what I'll get. Etienne, how much am I paying per month? This one only. And then I'll get this. You kind of get confused and you sign up and you don't even know the details. And so for me, I think it's also up to the insurance companies to ensure that their clients are educated well, because it kind of seems like they kind of like that situation, because I'll pay in some money and then because I forgot this or I didn't know this and this, when it lapses, they benefit. I don't benefit. Mina and Asara. Yeah. So sometimes I kind of feel, do they like it when things are that way? Because at the end of the day, they end up getting my money, which they don't have to pay me back for.
Of course not. Because you see also, even when you're signing up for something and you're saying you'll pay for 10 years, this company is anticipating income from you for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then if you come on the 3rd year, you stop. I mean, you're also denying them revenue. So it works either way. But also I also need to mention something that when you're also looking at these illustrations and maybe quotations, you also have to use logic, because there are some things that you're told that are ridiculous.
Yes.
If I'm paying 5,000 and every month and I'm being told in 10 years I'll get 5 million, that math does not add up. And before I even give you that, insurance is not an investment. People need to understand that. When we started, I said it is protection.
Yeah.
So it is not an investment. There are other investment options. What you're doing is you're taking protection so that in case of anything, this money will come in. At the point at which you're buying, depending on the product, you may get something little on top of what you've contributed. But also do not forget, any product that you're taking, if it's a savings product, it also has a life cover on it. If today you take a plan for 10,000 and it is worth $1 million, in case of death, $1 million is payable when you have just paid that 10,000. Why? Because this plan of yours has a life insurance aspect on it. So it is also good that you look at what is this person offering. When the deal is too good, you need to think twice. If I'm being told I will get 4 times what I've contributed, surely that is not. It's not possible. So we also need to be careful. What are we being promised? And what are we going to get? So that you do not also sign up for something and someone is just painting a beautiful picture, but there is nothing at the back of that picture. So that is why I'm recommending that take your time. Take your time. If you decide I want to buy this thing, take your time, go through it, understand it, so that you know, if I've thrown myself in the deep end, nitaenda mpaka nikuje juu. If I cannot afford it at this time, do I need to plan and say, I need 6 months, then I'll be ready, or I want to do this thing next year, or I'm not ready right now because I have other commitments. But at the end of the day, do it when you understand what exactly you're signing up for.
How, before we run out of time, how do I, as a regular mwananchi, know which insurance company is legit and which one is not legit?
All the companies, all the insurance companies are legit. We have a regulator, Insurance Regulatory Authority. you can go and ask. You can go to their website. They will give you all the companies and what the companies offer. It is also good for you to do a background check, the nature of the company, its stability. A lot of these companies, the information is available. How is this company doing financially? How many clients do they have? So the ones that are listed, those ones, it's very easy to get that information. But all the companies that are regulated are there at IRA, you will see them. And a lot of these products, you just need to also just do a comparison. But it is also good to do your due diligence. If I'm signing up for Company X, how long has Company X been here?
Yeah.
Who are the shareholders? Is it a one-man show? Is it this? Is it that? Then go where you're very comfortable with the structure and the shareholding is the same.
Okay. Jane, we are out of time. What's your parting shot?
Well, my parting shot is, number one, I want to really say a lot of things, but based on what even the listeners are commenting, I think it is not good to just shut down something because of a bad experience. I think now I've equipped you with some of the things that you need to look at when you're signing up.
Yeah.
And I can also say that we are Christians. At the end of the day, God says he will take care of us, but also insurance is one of the ways that we ensure that we have a financial, what can I say, backing, a financial backing, because God is the one who gives us life at the end of the day. And we trust that we shall live a long life. But if God says your work on earth is finished, how will you leave your family? Yeah, how will you leave your family? You have dependents. You have people who are depending on you. You have people who you are educating, maybe your parents, maybe your children. So it is good that we sit down with an expert and go through, what are my needs? What do I need to do? Can I afford this thing? Don't just say the company is bad. No. Give it a second chance. But a second chance, you're wiser. You have more information. You have access to all these things. Please do not just brush it away, because you know what? You may think you do not need something, but maybe you're the one who needs it the most.
Yes.
So let's not listen to friends. Let's just sit down with a financial advisor, ask them for their expert advice, and then sign up for these products.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jane Mubari, thank you so much for your time this morning. We truly appreciate. I usually say this, maybe one of the things insurance companies need to start thinking about, I think they need to start training people on sales, because I don't think we have salespeople that are tenacious and aggressive as insurance salespeople. Mtu akikuja kwako kutafuta kazi ya sales na kuambia aliuza insurance, don't even look at the papers, mpatie kazi. Those guys.
Mpatie kazi,
hey, those guys. Hey. Jen, thank you so much. Have a great day, and thank you for being a part of the show today.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
Yes.
I really appreciate the opportunity that you've given me, and I hope you'll invite me another time.
Definitely.
Because we've not even scratched the surface.
Yeah, today
we've just answered a few questions here and there.
We had a lot of
we need to go into the details.
Yeah.
We need maybe another session where people can even understand the terms that are in their documents.
Yes.
Where people can understand, why did this policy not pay me at that particular point in time? There are very many issues that we can address. So thank you for having me.
Asante.
God bless you, everyone. Thank you.
We will
Bye.
definitely do that. Well, I'm out of time for today. I hope that conversation was beneficial to you.